few weeks of not probably been up for it, but other focuses have been coming into my life. So I'd put the lives on the back burner. Not something that I panic about too much, but we're gonna have a bit of a chat tonight. Once a few people arrive, we'll jump into it. I want to talk about a couple of things that have been going on in the world at the moment, and what I've been picking up on, and where our focuses should be as human beings, as people wanting to live our lives in a very positive way. I hope you have all been doing very, very well. So for the people who do not get on the live tonight, I'll post this later so you can watch. Yes, so we're doing well. We're doing well. The world is going through a very interesting time, and we shall wait for a few to join us. Knock my camera around there, no worries. All right. Life is good. I hope that everyone's lives are going well. It is 7:35 on Sunday evening, Melbourne, Australian, Eastern Standard Time. And we wait for it to jump on, for it to connect. But I might jump in. We might jump in and we might start having a chat, and people will get on when they get on. So basically, for those who have not seen me before, I am a metaphysical thinking individual. So I'm very much a person that believes in what we put out there into the world comes back. We very much are in charge, without realizing it a lot of the time, with what goes on in our life. We've got more say in it than what we realize. Most people are not consciously aware of how much influence they have in their own lives. Good evening to you who has joined. I'm Craig. So, tonight I'm going to discuss, hey Engine, how you going? Tonight I'm going to discuss what's been going on in the world from my perspective, a few different things. Shout out to you, my friend. A few different things that have been going on, and I'll give you my perspective on them. And, a couple of things, or a couple of attitudes that I think will bode well for the individual going forward if they start to work on this particular area of their own attitude towards how they live their life. So welcome all of you guys jumping on. For those who have not seen me before, I've been a few weeks, haven't been doing lives, but I'm Craig. I'm a metaphysical thinking individual. I see myself as someone that, hey Coco, how you going? I see myself as someone that's a very much a glass half full person, right? So I encourage people to have an attitude of, you know what, if someone comes into your world, it doesn't cost you nothing to say, hey, smile, rather than be a, angry, upset individual, it's no effort to be positive over being negative, right? And that's what I'm trying to say from a very basic understanding of metaphysics, that each individual actually does influence their own life and their own world. Thanks, Blogsy. It's been a while, mate. For others that have seen me before, like my friend Fred, I've been up to a lot of other things, mate, and just haven't had the time to be jumping on. So, life goes on. I hope your life's been traveling along, brother. Things have been going well, I'm sure. I wanted to have a little bit of a chat tonight about things going on in the world, like the Lionsgate thing with the astrology, moons and planets all lining up in August. There's a lot of different spiritual teachings that are going on around it and saying that it's the beginning of transformation with people and how they think and, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to say, it's fine to listen to all these people have opinions about what might happen, what might not happen, but it's more important for you to pay attention to what's going on in your own world, right? Are you feeling different yourself? Are you feeling, you know, how are you feeling? Like, pay attention to the reflection and the things that are happening within your world, and, you know, trust in the synchronicity. Trust that you are creating certain things in your world to give yourself messages to head in the right direction for you, right? It is all about ourselves individually and actually paying attention to the breadcrumbs that we leave for ourselves to connect with our higher self, to start to listen more to the correct information for you, which is what's coming from your heart center, which, you know, it's tough for a lot of people to know what they should be listening to. Sometimes the ego mind will jump in. Sometimes you'll think, oh, maybe I should do that, and there'll be other beliefs that'll pop in there. I want to give you guys a couple of ideas tonight about how to make sure you're listening to your heart. Make sure that you're going down the path of what your real you, what the positive you wants you to do, right? One of the major things an individual can do for themselves if they want to be going down the path of what do I want to be doing, it's to actually be putting out a vibration of honesty, of truth, of your truth. You know, a lot of people, you know, change up the truth and so on as they go along. They'll throw out half truths. They'll say it's okay, you know, because X, Y, Z. But being your authentic self, everyone, being your authentic self is about speaking your truth and paying attention to your truth for you. Because the only person in this world that knows that you're lying is you. Everyone else will only know that you're lying if you were to tell them. If you're doing something that your heart's not in, you know it. Why do it? I know that you might think, hey, this is my job and I need to make so much money, but why not look at what your heart's saying? Why not look at opportunities to do something that really makes you feel good, that comes from within yourself as an individual? Being yourself, trusting your true higher self, getting in connection with that path is about being honest with who you are. Are you the individual that you want to be right now? Are you that individual? Are you doing things that make you feel good about yourself? Or are you doing things that drain you? Are you doing things in your life that make you feel less than? We all have a certain amount of say in our lives. I don't want to take a person from not understanding this to everything that you do, you know, transforms your life in some way. And it does. But when you come from a place where you haven't understood that, you have to start a step at a time. And it's not about what I say for you or what you say for your partner or what you say for your mum or whatever. It's about what you feel for you. Your intuition is about you. It's speaking to you. It's whether you're going to listen to yourself honestly. Do you want the one person in this world that you should be trusting in is yourself. Living your truth. Trusting that what you feel and what you want in your life is right for you. You can take external like guideposts and light bulbs and, you know, that suddenly you notice something and, hey, I'd love to do that. And that directs you into that way because it's you that's put the light bulb there in reality anyway. So it's trusting in the synchronicity of your life that you are actually doing this to help guide yourself in that direction. You know, being honest with yourself is something that most people, unfortunately, don't do, right? There's only one person in this world that you need to be honest with, and that's you. You want to be your unique self. You want to be an individual that becomes your greatest light, that lives a life of, uniqueness for you and joy and fun and love and gets fantastic experiences for yourself and find out the reason why you are living this life in the first place, be honest with yourself. It leads back to honesty, right? It leads back to the honesty that you're willing to have with you. Now, I'm not suggesting you wake up tomorrow and you quit your job because you don't like it. No. I'm suggesting that you start to open up to other opportunities, that you listen to what you and the messages that you are sending to you. And that's about being honest about who you are. What is it that you want? Ask the honest, direct questions to yourself. It's called mirror work. It's a very old thing to do. Stand in front of a mirror and don't lie to yourself. Analyze yourself. You don't need someone else to do that for you. You just need to be honest. Life will change when the synchronicities line up with the changes that you make within yourself. You just have to make a decision that you want more, or you want something different, or you are vibed about something else. You can do and have anything you want in your life. You need to ask yourself for it. You need to look at yourself in your eyes, directly in your eyes, just like the camera here, right down the barrel, and ask yourself who you are. What do I want from this life? It is your life. You came into this world by yourself. Guess what? You're going to leave by yourself. And you are the most important person in this world for you. You are your unique reflection of the all that is. You are consciousness. You are perfect as you are. You are a perfect individual as you are. Embrace your uniqueness. It's my message. My message tonight is about being bloody honest with yourself. And I'm not your standard metaphysical, spiritual, talk a bit fluffy individual. I'll tell you straight down the bloody line. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. So many people in this world today basically are just out there living a false life. Because, everyone wants us to do this. I've got to be like everybody else. Don't be like everybody else. The world is changing for the better. The energy of the planet is lifting. There's no doubt in my mind. And I speak my truth here because I want to help the odd individual that can, maybe click from what I say, right? You got to find your own connection. You got to find your own truth. Be honest with who you are. Don't go forward in your life pretending to be someone that you're not. Just because everyone else does something doesn't mean you need to do it. If everyone jumped off a bloody bridge, are you going to jump off the bridge with them? Very old saying that. Be yourself. Be true to you. It's the message. And there's not many people that can say to me or anyone else that they are being 100% true to who they truly are, to their core, to what's inside your heart, what sits there, who are you, what do you love, why have you come here to live this life? The message is simple, right? And my friend Wheels, I'll say one thing to you, brother. You create your own reality, my friend, and the world might be going down the toilet from what you see. But each individual has an opportunity to transform and can transform their own individual life within the craziness. And everything else can be falling down around you, but your life can transform. And it does take one person at a time to wake up to themselves. If you want better in your life, you believe in who you are. I believe in who you are. I believe in who I am, and I believe in who everyone else is. We are not We are all that is. We are unique sparks of existence, right? We're all we've all come from the same place. Consciousness doesn't disappear. You do not disappear when you die one day. No, this life is about getting the greatest understanding of ourselves through the things that we experience in this human life. Embrace your life. Go for it. Get the most out of it that you can, right? There are people that care about people. And I care about this world. I'm part of it. The world is a reflection of me at a very, very broad, big area. I'm a part of this. And I just think that individuals need to take ownership of their own personal space. How you act is on you, right? If a person, and I say this a lot, if a person wants to act like a dick, don't be upset when shit comes back in your face. All right? That's right. And fear, the fear of it not making a difference is a fear that one needs to let go of, my friend, as well. So your beliefs create or limit you to what you're creating. So a negative-based belief or a fear, you're worrying about the collective. So let the collective go. It will be what it is. You have 100% control. No one has power over you. You make the decisions for you. Don't let fear interfere with what you want for you, right? And death's just another beginning. It's the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Conscious-minded individuals, our energy exists. We exist, therefore we are, right? I don't know if you've ever... Yeah, look, my friend, be kind to yourself and believe in who you are. That's the best advice I can give anyone, mate. And, you know, I occasionally pop up and do lives. I'm probably doing less than I've ever done of late. But there's a lot of things going on. So I'll often throw up different videos about what's going on too at the moment and my perspective on things. And, you know, happy for you to jump on any time you see me pop on, mate. Not a problem at all. But believe in who you are, mate. People don't realise how much personal power and how much say they have in their own lives. You know, project something, want something, believe that you're going to get it, and then let it go. Be amazed at how it can happen for you. Start small. Start proving this understanding to yourself. Start breaking down the human fear-based beliefs that don't allow people to create their own reality to the extent that, you know, bang, Harry Potter, I've just made something appear out of nothing. And I could tell you a story about, I had a very good friend of mine, probably 30 odd years ago, told me a story about how he's in the middle of a meditation group and they were trying to manifest, create something in that group together as a whole. And during the meditation, a crystal, boom, appeared in the middle of the circle out of nothing. Now, I don't know how they actually did it, but I believe this individual. It was a story that was absolutely genuine to me. The possibilities in life, they're limitless if you want to open yourself up and, you know, dive into that. So, yeah, see, you got things that you can break through there, my friend. I mean, you know, you are in charge. From a metaphysical thinking person doesn't give their power away to a higher entity, right? Like, so I would say, if you want to put me into a bracket of how I think, I'm a metaphysical thinking person, all right? I believe that what I put out is what comes back. Basically, you create your own reality. Right? There's a lot of people out there, millions of people that actually believe this understanding. Whereas you have your religious people and they believe that a higher being is in control of everything that's being created in their world, i.e. you have to give your power away and you really don't have too much say. And that's very depressing for them, for me, because you're not then have any say. If there's a higher being that's making everything happen and you're just a puppet, what's the point? What's the point? We all exist on this, you know, world. We live on this earth And we've all come from the same place, wherever that is. You know, everyone talks about, oh, that's the other side, that's home. You know, well, we'll know that when it's time to cross over, all right? When it's time to leave the physical body. And I believe we are more than the physical body, okay? There's certain things that I've experienced to prove that to myself, like out-of-body experiences, which you can read books about out-of-body travel. There's an author, he's called Robert Monroe. If you ever want to read a book about out-of-body travel, Robert Monroe, he's probably the most well-known author when it comes to traveling out of his body. There's an institute in America called the Monroe Institute. Yep, Robert Monroe. The Monroe Institute is a university where people go, hey, ME50, where people go to study how to leave their bodies. There's more to life than what the general understanding from Western society will tell you. You just have to investigate. You just have to get out there and look at it. You know, life is in your hands. One of the things that I want to pass on to everyone is, you know, that you have 100% say in your life. It is not about anyone else. It is about you. And it's not a selfish way to look at life. If you truly want to help someone else, don't you think you've got to understand and help yourself first? You want to be the best version of you so you can then pass on to others that they can then go out and do that, right? That's the best way to help transform the world. If you're a person that thinks, well, we could live in such a better world if people started to take ownership of their lives and genuinely want good in their life and generally not want to control other people, etc., etc. It starts with us as individuals. Because when you look at all the individual things, even in your own individual families, there are certain things that will happen where you go, that person is trying to control that person. I mean, look at us as kids that we're brought up with one brother trying to dominate the other brother and make him do what he wants. And, you know, people get into fights and over ridiculous things. Control is where the problem is. We need to all understand that we're always in control. We don't have to control anything. You've already created infinite choices in front of yourself. Where do you want your flow to go? What do you believe? I believe that I want more abundance in my life. So I'm going to allow that in. So you suddenly start going down the path that you've created for yourself that has more abundance in your life. You've already created it all. You just have to choose the you that you want to allow yourself to be. Yeah? I think what pushed me away from these kind of practices or beliefs is Christian phrase. Have faith. Yeah, see, have faith, that's giving your power away. And look, I'm speaking of manifesting. You know, you don't have to think there and go, oh, I'm going to manifest. You've got to actually focus on you. How abundant do you want to be? If there's a belief that says, only bad people get rich, or people that are criminals make money because they're the only. Then that belief is blocking you as a good person from having abundance in your world, right? It's your beliefs actually control what you allow yourself to manifest and allow yourself which direction to go in. If you start to look at yourself as a more loving person, as a happier person, as a more abundant person, and you start to believe that, you will start to head down that path that allows all those things in that you want. One of my personal things that I want to create is I want to become the most connected with myself in the human form as I can. I want to know what abilities the human being actually holds when fully connected with his spiritual side, right? Growth with effort. Yeah, but that's personal effort, right? That's you looking at yourself in the mirror and being honest about who you are, right? The truth will set you free. Have you ever heard that line, right? The truth will set you free, but it's about you, right? You don't have to be doing anything for anyone else. You need to start with you, and you need to start with honest reflection upon who you are. you know, every person that you've had in your life has influenced your beliefs. You know, if you had an auntie that was a little bit racist and she used to say things when you were a kid and you were 2 years old in the back of the car as they were driving along a freeway and yelling at some other, you know, person out the window, you got programmed with that. Now, when you become an adult, thanks, Fred. When you become an adult, you realise, oh, shit, I think that way, but I don't want to think that way. When you realise that you have some old belief that isn't what you want yourself to be, then you instantly let that go, right? It's Fred's an old time listener, Wheels. He's a good man. I think Fred's had a lot of realizations over the journey, haven't you, mate? But you know, we just need to, wherever we are in our life, right? Wherever we are, we just need to be able to look in that mirror and be honest with where we are. Because if you know where you are now and you know where you want to go, then you know what you're missing. So work out. It's very important to work out and be honest with who you are right now. Most people don't get past that step, if I'm being really, really honest. A lot of people go, oh, yeah, I think that I'm this type of person, but they don't be brutally honest with themselves, right? How do you act? What do you really believe? Do you pretend to be someone else when you're around certain friends? Because they might think you're weird if you act any different. You know, these are the things that you need to look at about you. Be truly honest about where you are and who you are. It's not about me or anyone else telling you, my friend, how to do it. You are in charge. And I'll say it again, it's your life. You can create it, you can do it in any which way, form you like. I changed my life the day that I met my first clairvoyant. And I was scared shitless of her. I won't mention her. It was a long time ago, but she basically told me exactly what I'm saying to you guys now, that you have the power. It's opposite to religion. Metaphysical thinking people are directly opposite to religious people. Now, I have lots of religious friends, but it's a very limiting belief to think that someone else makes the decisions in your life for you. You don't really have a say because you give your power away because you're a sinner and God or Jesus or whoever is basically, they're in charge of you. You're basically saying that you're a puppet. And I personally don't want to think of myself as a puppet, for starters. It doesn't sit with me. It doesn't make me feel good, right? It's not an ego thing to want to feel connected with who you are. The truth of life comes from connection. Life is awesome when you take ownership of it all. Because everything that we go through is because we wanted to go through it. Good, bad, ugly, fantastic. All of it. We have to embrace the whole lot. We have to accept all the lessons we've been through, and they've got us to where we are now. Hallelujah, everyone. No, don't say that. Sorry, I'm being cheeky bugger. You know, embrace who you are, right? Embrace who you are. It's, you know, don't put yourself down, you know. I don't like going heavily into the religious side and the way they think, but one of the simple things that really got to me when I was younger and I was trying to have, people were trying to push you down that path, you know. The fact that they refer to all of us as sinners. I haven't done anything wrong. Why am I a sinner? Like, it's making you seem like you're this young kid who's doing what his parents are telling him, but you're a sinner. You got no hope, mate. You're a sinner. Like, it's not logical. Yeah? It doesn't sit with me. It doesn't sit with a lot of people, right? Believe in you. At the core of everything, we are all from the same place, wherever that is, whatever you want to call it. We've all come into this world. We've grown up in this physical body as a human being. We're living existence. We're having experiences. Why can't we do it with a smile on our face? Why can't we do it in a positive way? Do you think anyone wants to go through shit in their life? No. Everyone wants to have the best experience of life they can have. And they want to have some joy in their life. And they want to have some fun. And they want to, look at and be good to your friends and your family. And you want everyone to, have a fun time. So smile. Be glass half full. If what I say to all of you is what you put out is what comes back and you're being positive, well, your life's going to change pretty quickly. If you hadn't been positive before this. All I say to you is to try things, right? Try things. Let me just read what Wheels said here. Yeah, what we do is this is what I think, right? Okay, this is what I think, Wheels. When we put something out, when we have a lifetime. We choose to have this lifetime to go through certain experiences because they're experiences that we obviously want to learn from to add to every other lifetime and experience that we've had. I think we are expanding and growing and becoming more knowledgeable and more aware of ourselves as our own individual perfect sparks of love and light. All right. I think we are part of the collective. I think some people want to go through hell on earth because of an experience that they've chosen to have, but you don't have to learn your lessons in that way. And you can choose to change that, right? I think we all set out a bit of a plan before we came down here, but as we go along, I think we have the ability to nudge and make it more positive or make it more negative. I think that the world is like a movie, and we're in the middle of the movie. We're playing our part. We're playing our role. Don't beat yourself up when something doesn't work out the way that you want. Just be honest with yourself. Simulator, yeah. A lot of people talk about that, and that's kind of what it's about. But think about it this way, mate. We have created the simulation deck. We're the ones that created it. No one's got us trapped in a thing. We've decided to go into the simulation to have an experience, just like in Star Trek. All right? So you can look at it like that. All right. We choose how we want to go through something, and there are reasons, deeper reasons. We are God. We are God. All that is. I like to call it all that is because God often makes me think about the religious connotations and that religion uses the Godhead as a control thing. So I choose to say God, Goddess, all it is, but I usually just say all it is, if that gives you the understanding of why I say that. But yeah, it is about you, and you can transform your whole world just by you changing and improving your beliefs, by focusing on who you are, paying attention to what you say, how you act, and what you do. There's three things, and I say this a lot in past talks. What you think, what you say, and how you act, they are the creations of manifestation. You are doing them all the time, but in most cases, you are not doing them consciously. You do them unconsciously, and you don't realize that they're actually creating everything that you do as you go along. Also involving your belief systems that limit you and control you from the beliefs that have been programmed onto you. Yes, I did. I have been putting these practices and thoughts into my life since my early 20s. I am 57 years old, Wheels. So over 30 years of my life, I have believed very strongly in this human body about, metaphysical way of thinking. I'm very much, I've done meditation classes over the years many times. I've done readings. I can do those things. I work with my own personal energies. I do like to suggest to people to try and meditate 5 minutes a day, but it's not what you think. You don't have to actually imagine or say anything. It's really just focusing on your breath, right? Breathing in your nose, deep into your diaphragm, exhaling out the mouth, and focusing on your breath for about 5 minutes with your eyes closed. Lets the stress wash away from every day. And you don't have to be seeing anything, but after doing it for a while, you might start to have images pop into your third eye, where you dream. You might start to see things, and they might relate to things that are going on in your own life. You're opening up a channel for you to actually then suddenly get a few visions from your higher self. Your mind's eye is another way to connect with your higher self. Your heart is the center of who you are. If you're lying to yourself, you know it. Your heart knows exactly you. If there are things that you're into when you were younger and you loved a particular thing, and as an adult, you've just let that go, I would say, hey, it wouldn't be a bad thing to reconnect with whatever that was that you did when you were younger, because usually we're on the right path early, but a lot of other things come along and knock us sideways. Yeah, just breathing, mate. Just start with breath work, right? And there's so many things online that you can type in meditation, and there'll be so many like meditations where they talk you through imagining this and imagining that and doing this and doing that. The most basic meditation is just focusing on your breath. Do it for 5 minutes once a day. Helps to let stress go, right? You'll feel clearer. And if you want to take it further, there's many meditation techniques. There's groups that you can go to around the world that do meditation classes, and people meditate together, and they usually call it like a circle, where a lot of people that meditate come together in a circle and all meditate. It's I've always enjoyed doing things like that in the group setting. It's where the energy of like-minded people can come together. So there's lots of different things you can dive into. But at the core of it all, my friend, is about you being honest with you, right? And that you have a massive say in your own life. You have 100% say, right? So there's two ways that I look at life, right? You either create everything that's going on around you, and that you've been doing it without being aware of it, or someone else is creating all this stuff and you're a puppet, so what does it matter? Or you believe nothing and you're an atheist and you're just floating around in between everything. But you can't really live in the grey. It's either one or the other. Either someone else is creating everything for you, or you're creating everything. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do that too, mate. Can I ask what part of the world you're from, Wheels? Are you from Australia? I'm from Melbourne, Australia myself. But yeah, it's about, I know Mr. Bloggs is from Melbourne, Australia as well. But it's about being able to be look in the mirror and be happy with who you see, right? Like, if you don't feel good about you, then you've got a problem. Oh, mate, there you go. Nice that you jump on. I'm sure the timeline's not lining up, eh? Oklahoma in the United States. Well, I've never been to the States. I've always wanted to go there, but family commitments, all other types of stuff's gone on. But hopefully, one day soon I'll be able to get over there, mate. But look, life is about getting the most out of it you can, my friend. When a person believes someone else is in charge, it can feel very empty. And as a young person being told that's how it was, I felt very empty. I felt very depressed about life. And when I finally met my clairvoyant friend that introduced me to another way of thinking, it transformed my life. So, to be told that you have a say in what goes on in your own life. I know to a lot of people that might sound crazy, but to, I don't know, someone like me that I've always been interested in talking about existence and talking about what's it all about and what's the meaning to life. I love that shit. I love it, right? I can sit around and talk about that stuff all day, and that's another one of the reasons that I do the lives once in a while, that I've done a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, just talking about different topics. So, mate, you want to look at some of them, go for it. I mean, they're pretty rough, they're pretty, you know, but it's just me being honest, mate. So, yeah, no grey living. It's all or nothing, my friend. Positive attitude creates a lot of positive things, you know. Yeah, you just got to jump back on the horse, mate, and have a crack with a different way of looking at it, right? And seeing what changes for yourself. What do you got to lose? You know, if you start with being honest with yourself, I think that's a bloody good place to start, you know. You got to know where you are before you move anywhere new. And I mean that from how you see yourself, right? You got to know who you are. So be honest. You know, if you need to go to a meditation class eventually and talk to like-minded people and get different ideas, it's a great thing to do too, right? It's a great thing to do. But, you know, in the early stages, you can definitely just, you know, who am I? What do I really love in life? What do I want to be doing? You know, I'm doing this at the moment. I really like to be doing this. Well, are you going to listen to your higher self and do what you really want to do and start to do that on a weekend maybe? If you can't do it, if you can't just transform from one job to another and you need to shift, you know, start to incorporate the thing that you love, right? And then maybe, just maybe, opportunities will start to manifest themselves in that direction because you'll be sending that message to your higher self that you want this, right? So you've got to learn how to communicate with your higher self. Mate, if like I said, look, I probably started doing lives early December. I took a bit of time off at Christmas last year and I started doing some lives in December, and through my holidays I was doing them all the time. And then you get back to reality and back to work and I found, you don't have as much time to do it. But I've been doing it off and on and still popping up videos here and there, and it's just something that I enjoy. You know, I don't have any problem talking, as you might have worked out. Wheels, don't have any problem talking, mate. But just, you know, if a person can open up and actually get something from it, then, you know, heartfelt to you, mate. I'm rapt that you've clicked a bit with me, and you know, you can get out there and investigate something from a different angle. Yeah. But yeah, you know, life's life. You just have to, one day at a time, and keep being as positive as you can and keep going after the things that you want in your life. And if you want something enough, you'll get it, mate. Right? I've got no doubt about it. But as much as the world might seem like it's crumbling around you, if your attitude stays uplifted and positive and good things are going to come your way, then good things are going to come your way. And you will find that all the craziness just doesn't seem to land with you. Don't let your beliefs get swayed by the whole stuff happening. That's the collective. You know, there's a lot of clearing of energy from the old collective of the planet. You know, a lot of deep secrets of bad organizations that have controlled people for many, many millennia. You know, all that shit's coming to the surface. The Earth's lifting its vibration. The scum's coming to the top, mate. So you just focus on being you, and you be the best version for you, and your life will be awesome, mate. And, you know, if you ever want to drop a line to me, mate, if you go on my YouTube page and you pick the latest video I've done, mate, drop a question, mate, I'm always going to answer it, mate. No drama. If you do subscribe, like I said, I'm not in this for the money, but if you do subscribe, then at least you can see when I jump on live. But our time frame and lines are probably going to be out of whack a bit, you know. But, mate, I've probably chewed you off enough tonight, but I might let you rock and roll. But But it was nice chatting to you, my friend, and everyone else. I hope that you all, no dramas, mate. I hope that you all have a great week. ME50, I appreciate you, my friend. I hope life is traveling well for you as well. And stay positive, guys, right? Stay positive. Be glass half full. You're in charge. You're all in charge of what's going on. And, you know, I love chatting to you guys all around the world. It's cool. One day we all might cross paths, for real. Who knows, right? But life's great. Stick to that. Believe in yourself and be honest with who you are. That's the message for tonight. Things are getting better. Mate, I'm so glad to hear that, my friend, ME50. I'm so glad to hear that things are getting better for you. And they will continue on that path. You hold strong to what you believe in, mate. You believe in you. You believe in positive attitudes, right? ME50's been listening for a while, Wheels. He's a top guy. So, you know, work on yourselves. Be honest with who you are. Don't shy away from the truth. The truth will set you free. And on that note, my friends, remember this. Craig's World rocks because it does. And yours does too. And Wheels, ME50, I'll see you next time. And yeah, obviously if good things happen, let me know next time we're on. All right. I'll take care of you. See you guys. Take care of yourselves. All right. Bye.